on, it's Thursday. So this is one of those unscripted videos, kind of like what last week's video should have been. I'm on US 322 driving home. I'm in Pennsylvania visiting people and whatnot, and I've been here since last Friday. I'm leaving tomorrow to head back to Toledo, and I'm driving back home from 2 days in the Harrisburg area. I went a little further west of Harrisburg today, and I'm heading back east now. I've been thinking about what I wanted to do for a video this week, and I didn't really think of anything, but I wanted to make something, and I kept thinking, what should I do? Should I talk about change? I talk about change too much. Should I do a thoughts from, because I went and visited Messiah. Should I do a thoughts from Messiah? And then I thought, well, I just did my reflection video on the school year last week, and I didn't want to have two of the same types of video on in 1 week. So I don't exactly know what this is going to be, but I feel like I need to talk a bit about some of the changes that I've noticed. I talk about change, I think, way too much. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because change for me is usually a good thing. What I've been thinking a lot regarding change is two things. One is Messiah changing, or Messiah becoming or taking on university status. I made a video about this several months ago, I think back in November. I'll link that in the card up there so you can go and check that video out when I talked about that. I've been thinking a lot about all of the things that are going to have to change once the university status is given next summer. I went and visited Messiah. I might have mentioned that earlier, but I went and was on campus over the last couple of days out here, and I stopped inside the music building, and the secretary was in there. She's been there since way before I was there, and I was not expecting to see anybody there, but she was there, so I stopped in and said hi. I was talking to her a little bit about, all the changes that are happening. And the comment she made that I need to keep reminding myself is that it's good change. Having Messiah now as a university, that, opens them up to new opportunities and some really good opportunities. And I personally need to remember that. It's good change. It's good for the college. It's good for the people who are there. I think what concerns me is Messiah going to lose, or is anything about Messiah going to change not in a good way? Are they going to let this new kind of status, this high status of we're a university now, are they going to let that get to their head? And I think that's what's concerning me. Because when I went there, gosh, it was this small college of about 3,800 students south of Harrisburg that would over-accept people, expecting them to drop. And now, that's not really the case. It's growing, and it's growing at, I don't want to say an alarming rate, but at I would say a considerably steady rate. But it's just, I think it might be the concern of, is this new status of them becoming a university going to get to their heads? And is it going to affect the way that they educate people? Is it going to affect the way that they market themselves? And it concerns me, because I really liked Messiah. I still like Messiah. I may not know a whole lot of people there anymore, but I really do enjoy going back. There's other changes too, a lot of people who were there when I was there aren't there anymore, not just student-wise, but professor-wise. When I worked in the dining hall, a lot of those people aren't there anymore. There's a lot of different. And I need to remind myself that when I go back there, yeah, there's still some people there I know, but the people who made it what it was when I was there, a lot of them aren't there anymore. I don't know if this is really making any sense or not, but I feel like I just need to talk through this to get it, out in the open. And the second thing, I think, with the change is a lot of the, believe it or not, has to do with the railroad. It has to do with Norfolk Southern, has to do with some new practices that a lot of the major railroads are taking. It has to do a lot with this way of running trains and this way of marketing themselves differently and running longer trains, fewer trains, getting rid of excessive amounts of equipment and unfortunately excessive amounts of employees. And that's changing too. I'm actually coming back from where I was. I went to one of my favorite locations west of Harrisburg to watch trains, and it's different now. You know, they replaced some old infrastructure. They didn't replace it, they took it out and didn't put anything new up because they modernized it. They don't need to put up new equipment because they have ways of making it work without having to put up excessive new equipment. I understand it's progress, and I understand, you know, there's money involved when it comes to, you know, changing infrastructure and all that. And, you know, you look at places where you can save that kind of stuff, and I understand that. And the same is happening, you know, out in Ohio. You know, railroading through Toledo is going to be different. There's railroading in general in this country is different, it seems. And a lot of it has to do with these new ways of running trains that people, or that the railroads themselves are adopting to, I guess, be a better company. You know, as the years have gone by, and, you know, as I've talked about, railroading's been changing all the time. It's just, there's been a lot more changes in the last, I want to say, like, year to year and a half, maybe even less than that, that have really been a lot different and have really just caused me to start thinking about, you know, is it really worth continuing this hobby? Now, granted, you know, I love the traveling aspect. I love going to different places to watch trains and to, you know, say, like, oh, I was actually to this location. You know, I really do enjoy that. But there are other aspects of it that just aren't fun for me anymore. I remember when I started watching trains back in 2004 and 2005, when I didn't know anything. I would go out with my uncle. He would take me to where he would go watch trains, and, you know, stuff would go by, we watch, and then I started taking pictures of my own. I started taking video of my own, and I never knew what was coming. I didn't know anything. I didn't know the basics of photography. I didn't know anything about railroading in general. You know, as the years have gone by, I've gotten better, and, you know, by like the second or third year of doing it, I kind of had it under my belt of, you know, how things worked. But even then, like, you know, 2007, 2008, even I think like 10 years ago, 2009, it was still fun. And there are times when it's just not fun anymore. Slight caveat about this, there are trips that I take where I do still enjoy myself. I took a trip to Illinois in 2017. I went to Galesburg and to Chillicothe, Illinois. I had a fantastic trip. I would so go back. And then the trip I went on in Illinois just this past Memorial Day weekend, I had another fantastic time. It was really great, saw a lot of great stuff, and I enjoyed myself. So I do still have fun doing these kind of trips and going to places that I haven't been to before. But then again, sometimes, you know, the trips are either, I don't know, something doesn't go right, or I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. Sometimes the trips just don't go right. We all have those, I think. We go on a vacation, and sometimes it doesn't live up to our expectations. You know, what can we do about it? So I think, in wrapping this up, and I don't know how long I've been talking. I've been driving for, I don't know, at least 10 minutes, so I probably talked about 10 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. But in wrapping this up, now, change is a good thing. I've said that in so many videos over the last, you know, however many years I've been doing this. You know, I understand change is a good thing, and I'm all for it. It's just, is the change going to be for the better? Is it going to better the company? Is it going to better the organization? And are they going to let it get to their heads? Sometimes we change things because, oh, well, it's going to be better. It's going to bring more people in. Are you doing it for the right reasons? Are you doing everything for the right reason? Is it going to better your employees? I don't know. You know, things like that. What has been really great, especially being out here in Harrisburg, is reconnecting with a whole bunch of people who still are in this area and who have made this area such a great place and a memorable place for me that I love coming back to it. So if you're watching this and you're one of those people, thank you, first of all, for being in my life, because you're important. And thanks for sticking around. Thanks for making the area such a great place to come back to and to visit. It was good reconnecting with those people. I'm off back to Toledo tomorrow. Today, I'm filming this. It's actually Tuesday. If I didn't say that, it's actually Tuesday. You're going to see this on Thursday. I am heading back, so by the time you watch this, I will be heading back to Toledo tomorrow, Friday, for you when you're watching this. But I hope that this made somewhat of sense to you. I don't know if it did or not. If it did, well, good for that. I guess I'll see you all next week. Oh, there is a fun video coming next week. Dana and I filmed another tasting video, so you'll have to wait for that. It's going to be fun. we did terrible. So be prepared for us to do absolutely awful in it. All right, I'll see y'all later. Take care.